At my engagement dinner, his mother announced I'd serve their family. I smiled, kept my condo, and a week before the wedding, I walked away while they blew up my phone. 50+ people watched me get handed a role I never applied for. They expected a scene. They got a woman taking notes. I was 31 and financially careful. I owned my Chicago condo outright. My fiancé was charming in public and passive in private, the kind of guy who called his family close like it was a cute quirk. I thought it meant Sunday dinners. I didn't realize it meant supervision. His younger sister stood up to toast us, holding a folded card like a script. Her smile looked practiced. Then she started reading traditions. Sunday dinners would be at their house every week. As the new wife, I'd help cook, serve, and clean. Their recipe books would be passed down, and I'd be responsible for keeping them alive. Then she dropped the real bomb. My future mother-in-law would review our household budget every month. I looked at my fiancé. He stared at his plate. The silverware stopped clinking. I looked at his mother. She nodded, satisfied. So I went slow. I set my fork down. I lifted my glass. Then I asked, are these requirements or preferences? His sister blinked. Expectations. I asked, did he agree to the monthly finance review? My fiancé finally spoke, barely. It's just how my family does things. I smiled anyway. I thanked everyone. I complimented the dinner. I kept my voice soft because I refused to perform for people who want me embarrassed. But the warmth I'd walked in with never came back. In the car, he talked about traffic, about the salmon, about anything except the public job description his family had just assigned me. I said, are we really not addressing what happened? He sighed. My sister can be a lot. She means well. She announced your mom gets our bank statements, I said. It's tradition, he replied. Don't make it a big deal. The next morning I called my best friend, a family law attorney. She listened, then said, don't sign anything, don't move money, document everything. Once I started paying attention, the pattern was loud. His mom's check-ins always drifted into questions about our plans and spending. His dad pushed their family financial guy anytime my condo came up. His sister texted him nonstop, and he angled his phone away like I was intrusive for noticing. Then we talked about buying a house together. I mentioned that if I sold my condo, I'd be putting in most of the down payment, so we needed to structure ownership accordingly. He went quiet and said, my family thinks it should be equal. I said, your family is discussing our deed? They just want us starting fair, he said, like fairness meant me paying more and shutting up. 3 weeks before the wedding, his mother called with a new plan. Her voice was sweet and surgical. It's best if the house is only in my son's name, she said. It protects him. You'll have access as his wife. I said, with my money in it, and he'll give you stability, she answered. That call was my last warning label. A week before the rehearsal dinner, I met my fiancé on neutral ground. I asked him, directly, what marriage with him actually meant. I said, do you understand that my assets aren't community property for your mom to manage? He tried to smooth it over. She's just advising. Monthly, I said, in front of 60 people. And now you want my condo money in a house I don't own. I drew the line. No joint property without a legal agreement. No family budget reviews. No traditions that erase me. He sat there, silent, then said, my family is important to me. I said, I know. Are you making me important? He frowned. That's not a fair question. It was the only question that mattered. 2 days before the rehearsal dinner, I ended it. Short call, clear words. I didn't yell. I didn't negotiate. I just refused the deal. That night, my phone turned into a siren. His sister, his mother, his father, people I barely knew. Missed call after missed call, like harassment with good manners. I turned it off, made tea, and sat in my quiet condo. Relief hit first, then sadness, then relief again. Months later, I got a promotion and stayed exactly where I was safe, solvent, and not owned by anyone's tradition. I still have the screenshot of those missed calls because it reminds me how furious people get when you deny them access to you. What would you have done in my place? Walk away like I did, or try to compromise with people who already wrote your rules?